caster is Bloody Barnabas. It's a 35-point game. I have deployed a unit here. My Croak Hunter had advanced deployment, so he moved up another 6 inches here. And then the Wrastler, the Blackhide Wrastler, I have the Ironback Spitter, 2 Bull Snappers, Bone Swarm, and a Totem Hunter. Oh.
I am Lacy, and I will be playing Circle Orboros. I am pulling out my old friend Moshar as my caster, and then I have a Pureblood Warpwolf, Megalith, Getorix, a Druid Wilder back here, and then a min unit of Blood Trackers and Nuala. So, here it goes.
Alright, so my first turn, I have run all of my beasts, created some swamp pits, and waiting for Lacy.
Alright, so first thing I did was I advanced the Pureblood Warpwolf up, and he used his spray attack to put some damage on the Totem Hunter. Megalith just walked up, Getorix ran, the Wilder ran, the Blood Trackers ran, and then Moshar cast Sunhammer and also 2 Pillars of Salt. So that's all that's going on turn 1. Bottom of turn 1.
Alright, so for this turn, I advanced my War Beasts, cast a Swamp Pit with Bloody Barnabas, and my Ironback Spitter was able to Spit Blast Megalith and Moshar. And he hit Megalith for 2 points and cast Corrosion on Moshar and Megalith. And then I cast Spiny Growth on my Wrastler, so that'll be fun in the next turn, and I advanced my units and was able to kill one of her rangers.
Blood Trackers.
Blood Trackers.
Pretty much the same thing.
Alright.
Alright. Okay, bottom of turn 2, I believe. Let's see. We'll start over here. The Blood Trackers activated. They were able to do some damage on the guy right here and kill him. The guys in melee didn't really do much. I don't think they did anything, actually. So these guys shot their javelins and then they moved back using Reform. Over here, the Pureblood used his spray again. He was able to get rid of the pesky Totem Hunter and do a little bit of damage on Bone Swarm. And then Megalith came over and cast Crevasse and did a little bit more damage on Bone Swarm. Over here, Getorix charged into the Wrastler, did some damage on him with his Great Axe, and then the Wilder came up and took off 2 of his Fury, and then finally Moshar moved up behind Megalith, and he had already upkept Sunhammer and wasn't at his full Fury, so he cast 2 Pillars right here, and then has 1 left on him. So that is the end of my turn.
Alright, so I started off my turn with casting Warpath on Bloody Barnabas. He stayed where he was, and also cast Iron Flesh on the Wrastler. And then my Gatorman posse attacked her
Blood Trackers.
Blood Trackers. I wanted to say Rangers again. Okay, and I killed 3. One was here, one was here, and the other guy was here. And then they
failed their command.
They fled. Oh yeah, then they fled their command.
Yeah, they're gonna run.
Bone Swarm charged Megalith, and then was able to get a very tiny hit in. My Bull Snapper destroyed one of the Pillars of Salt. Iron Spitter was able to Spit Blast. He tried to hit the Warpwolf, but the Spit deviated and ended up hitting Megalith. My Croak Hunter advanced, but was just out of range of hitting
Moshar.
Moshar. So that was unfortunate. I'll have to look for that next time. I was able to get rid of Getorix with my Wrastler and the Druid Wilder also on the last turn. And that was my turn.
Right. So over here, my blood trackers had to flee because they failed their command check, and so they definitely ran, because otherwise they'd be massacred. Over here, Megalith was able to kill the Bone Swarm, which was initially next to him, and then he did some crevasse damage on the Bull Snapper over here. The Warp Wolf did some damage on the Ironback Spitter. Almost killed him, but not quite. He missed his last attack. Then Moshar came up. He attempted to cast Crevasse on the Bull Snapper, and he missed. And so he cast 2 Pillars of Salt right there. Oh, and the corrosion went out on both Megalith and the Pureblood. I think that's it.
Barnabas upkept Warpath and cast Iron Flesh on himself.
It's getting late.
My Bull Snapper got rid of the 2 Salt Towers, and my Ironback Spitter. And Barnabas popped his feet. How could I forget? So he was not able to knock down Megalith because Megalith is unknockdownable, and Moshar was just out of my range. But I was able to knock down the Warp Wolf, which my Ironback Spitter then vanquished. And because I have Warpath, I was able to advance my Wrastler. And then he just advanced a little bit more and didn't really do much. My Croak Hunter tried to attack Megalith and
did like 4 damage.
Did 4 damage. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah. And then I just advanced my posse, my Gatorman posse, and my Bull Snapper, which did not frenzy. I sent him packing towards the... Crap, I cannot remember the name.
I mean, Blood Trackers.
The Blood Trackers.
The Blood Rangers.
Sorry. And that was my turn.
Okay. Alright. Megalith started out first. He killed the Croak Hunter and the Bull Snapper, since he couldn't really get past them. That took all his fury because he missed with his 2 initial attacks. Then Moshar activated. He cast 2 Pillars and upkept Sunhammer. I think that's about it. Let's try not to die.
Did he pop his feet?
Oh yeah, he popped his feet. So we'll see how that goes. Then over here, the Blood Trackers just almost killed him. There's 1 life left on him. Really lame Nuala Mister hits. But yeah, that is it for my turn. Okay.
Alright. So, because of
Moshart? Is that what you just said? That's such a great trash talk. Just pretend you meant to do that. Because of Moshart's feet. Mo shithead.
Moshar's feet prevented me from collecting the fury from my Ironback Wrastler.
Ironback Spitter.
Ironback Spitter, and he killed my Wrastler. I'm really emotional about this. And then my Bull Snapper also frenzied and killed one of your blood trackers. So that they were done. Barnabas upkept his Iron Flesh, and I moved my unit of Gators to shelter him from the onslaught of Megalith. That's it. Let's start down here.
Okay, so Megalith came over and charged the Ironback Spitter and killed him, and then he cast Crevasse on the Gator over here, and then he killed that Gator with Crevasse, and so when that happens I can make a spray attack, so I sprayed him and did some damage. Down here, this blood tracker went ahead and killed the wolf snapper. And then Moshar over here cast 2 pillars of salt to protect himself, and he moved a little bit too. And that's the end of my turn.
Alright.
For my turn, my Gatorman posse advanced and got rid of the 2 pillars of salt. Barnabas moved to put Moshar in his line of sight. Unfortunately, when he tried to cast Flesh Eater, Moshar was just out of his range, so that was my turn. And he cut himself for 3 fury.
Alright, we'll start it with Megalith. He came up and he cast Crevasse against Barnabas. The dice were not hot, but I got some damage off. And then the blood trackers were back here. They ran up, basically so that Moshar could seize a fate with the blood tracker who was right about here. And so Moshar attempted to use his Dust Howler and spray Barnabas, and it missed. And then he attempted to crevasse him and just got like a few points of damage. It was lame. And so then I hadn't moved yet. I had only Sansa faded. So I moved over 5 to hide behind a wall. And that is the turn.
So Barnabas had cut himself for 3 more fury, so he had a total of 6. He advanced on Megalith and attack. Megalith was still not dead. I had to bring in my Gatorman posse. They were able to kill Megalith, but now Barnabas is down to 2 health points.
Alright.
Alright, so it came down to Moshar. He cut himself for 5 and cast Crevasse, and finally did enough damage to take down Barnabas from the back. And that was the end of the game.
The end of Bloody Barnabas.
In a very bloody game.